can tell. It's gonna be a great Noel. It's the Advent Calendar House. Muppets, Batman, Smurfs, and even Garfield's Halloween. We're gonna take a trip down memory lane. Frosty, Rudolph, and a bunch you've probably never seen. It's Mike and pals that come to entertain. Turn the knob and lift the latch for fun and laughs that can't be matched. But just beware the icy patch. It's the Advent Calendar House.
Welcome to the Advent Calendar House, the podcast that isn't even a little phased after falling into a deep sleep 1,000 years ago and waking up in the 80s in the middle of the suburbs. Hey, remember the Christmas episode of that show on ABC where Snow White and Prince Charming are transported by the evil queen to a land without magic and have to adjust to modern-day America? No, you don't, because you're thinking of Once Upon a Time, which didn't have a Christmas episode, which was rude. But we're going back an even longer time ago to the enchanted year of 1987 to meet the Charmings, which did have a Christmas episode. And it's called, Yes, Lillian, There Is a Santa Claus. I am mythical gift giver originally from Greece who looks an awful lot like another famous historical dude from Greece, Mike Westfall. And joining me, with my sincere thanks for making a blizzard in my kitchen, but I sure wish I could have done it a few months ago when my air conditioner was broken, it's Christy and Bree from Bad Princess Movies. Hey, pals.
Hello, hello.
Hi, hello.
Had to get y'all for a Bad Princess show, so let's start with, had either of you ever watched The Charmings before?
Absolutely not.
No, I had never heard of this before.
Oh.
Yeah. Especially this predates the both of us by a little bit anyways.
Okay.
Just a year or two for both of us.
Yeah, so we were, if anything, we were a little busy watching Sesame Street.
Well, sure.
Not going to be tuning into this one.
This is one of those things I had a faint memory of for a long time, and preparing this episode actually made me realize why I remember it, because there's a promo for this Christmas episode during one of the commercial breaks for A Muppet Family Christmas, which aired the night before.
Thursday, Sledge lets his gun do the talking.
You talking to me?
Read my lips. Yeah, I'm talking to you.
Sledgehammer. Then welcome in the holidays.
Let it snow, let it snow, let it snow. You asked for it.
Spend a white Christmas with the Charmings right after Sledgehammer. Tomorrow.
That's awesome.
So I have seen that commercial every year of my life since and didn't remember until doing this. It was like Thursday on the Charmings. Oh, okay.
See, and this was one that I always saw pop up, and because sometimes as someone who also runs a podcast, you go out in search of content for your podcast.
Oh yeah.
And so this show showed up a few times in my searches, and it was always one of those things that I thought, that's strange. Might have to check that out one day. So this is a nice excuse to take a look.
Happy to help.
I did end up watching the entirety of this series in preparation for this because,
Of course you did.
I wanted to know the full context of this episode.
Yep.
I needed all of that Charming's lore, and so I am prepared. I am ready. And any questions about the rest of the series, let me know, and I will do my best to answer.
Oh, wow.
And I took a brief look at the Wikipedia page.
That's about what I did. I was just like, you know what? I remember that Muppet Family Christmas commercial now that I watched this episode, and that was not for me. But of course, I had to do a little digging into the history of the Charmings. Which debuted on ABC in March 1987. This Christmas episode, Yes, Lillian, There Is a Santa Claus, aired December 17th, 1987. And the show tells us the tale of Snow White's wicked stepmother who casts a sleeping spell on Snow White and her new husband, Prince Charming, and their two sons. But the spell, I guess it wasn't a new husband at this point, but they have two sons who are like 10 and 8 or whatever.
Yeah, well, that's part of the lore, Mike. I don't know if you watched the. Maybe this is getting ahead of ourselves, but did you watch the opening titles for season 1 of the show? It gets a little bit into the premise, and you see a retelling. It's narrated by the Magic Mirror character, and basically, immediately after Snow White and the prince, the prince kisses Snow White, saves her. They end up throwing the stepmother into a quote-unquote bottomless pit.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
And then it's implied that she's falling for like 10 years or so. Enough time for Snow White and the prince to get married, have their 2 children. And then she finally lands, because again, it turns out it's not a bottomless pit. It was just very, very deep.
Of course.
And so she gets out of the bottomless pit, casts her spell to curse the family to sleep for 1,000 years. And then this is my favorite part of the intro, is that they just kind of casually drop that the stepmother Lillian, she got herself in the spell, and one of the dwarves too.
Yeah.
No elaboration. Just she got herself some.
Whoops.
There was a dwarf there. Just one of the 7. Everyone's favorite dwarf, Luther.
Yeah.
Sure.
And how did she get herself in the spell? Don't know. It doesn't matter. You're not supposed to question it. And I just find that delightful.
Not important.
No, it's not.
It really isn't. This is why we're here. So the 6 of them wake up after 1,000-year slumber to find themselves magically transported to Burbank, California in the 1980s, and the wacky fairy tale hijinks ensue.
I wonder what part of California the Enchanted Forest was in.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, that's the thing, is that this universe, the fairy tale universe, it's not like they get transported to a new dimension. It's 1,000 years later.
Yeah, it's time.
Yeah, 1,000 years ago, we had elves and fairies and giants and stuff. I love that. I love this premise.
Right. And Snow White and her prince are living so happily ever after. It's dorky, even for an 80s sitcom. That's the whole show.
Man.
They're big dorks who live together in a modern home that looks like a castle, and none of their neighbors are smart enough to figure out that they're real fairy tale characters.
They're just eccentric. It's fine.
Sure.
You know?
Yeah, basically.
Yeah.
I'll get into it in a bit, but yeah, if you, like I, watched the much more recent and better series Once Upon a Time, the parallels are very obvious, and there were more than I expected. But as an 80s sitcom, this feels more like Alf. Just fish out of water characters trying to adapt to our modern world.
See, and it's been too long since I've seen Elf. I was having a hard time, because I watched Elf pretty frequently. I didn't really watch a lot of sitcoms. I watched Elf, I watched You Wish, and Teen Angel.
Teen Angel.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
I don't think I watched any of them.
Did not watch You Wish. Like, I know what you're talking about, but I did not watch it.
Mm-hmm.
I watched Full House, and that's pretty much the only one that I remember watching when I was little. Because I watched a lot of Full House. And
that's hard to forget.
Otherwise, it was mostly cartoons. So I did not catch a lot of 80s sitcoms.
Yeah, my sitcom watching like mostly started in the 90s with stuff like Full House. Like Perfect Strangers I watched toward the very end of the 80s, so I had to like do a lot of catching up later in life. And somehow this got a second season, which includes this Christmas episode.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
So let's crack open the book on this, and if you want to watch it, there are a couple copies on YouTube, because no one's going to put this on streaming.
What? Oh.
No one wants to claim ownership of this.
What a shocker.
Man.
I don't know. Disney Plus can't be bothered. Is it Disney owned? This is before they owned ABC. Who knows?
It's definitely Disney owned, I would say, because at one point, so there is in fact a Halloween episode, Mike, just putting that out there.
I did see that.
And in the Halloween episode, they do start singing "Someday My Prince Will Come," which is directly from the original.
Well, yeah, that is a Disney staple of that version of Snow White. So yeah, okay, but For this, we open with a very merry man in the magic mirror singing Deck the Halls at the Evil Queen.
Deck the halls with boughs of holly, fa-la-la-la-la.
Oh, fa-la-la-la somewhere else.
She's the titular Lillian. She's Queen Lillian White, according to Wikipedia. White's their last name. That's dumb.
Well, it's Lily White and Snow White.
Oh, man. They should have just called her Lily.
Well, they sometimes they call her Lily White in the rest of the show, which
Do
is
they?
A
Okay.
reference to that phrase.
I'm so glad you have all of the background lore for us,
Yeah,
Christy.
because I sure didn't go that deep, so I'm glad you did. Oh, this is going to be so great.
I wonder how many people have watched this series all the way through. Like, what number am I? I wish
10.
you know what? That'd be if I was in the top 10.
I don't know.
That'd be
There's
great.
got a second season. There are like
You know, that's true.
literally dozens of episodes of this, so it was at least a little successful.
Fair.
Yeah, but speaking of fair, Queen Lillian is played by Judy Parfitt, who'd later be known for BAFTA-nominated supporting role in Girl with a Pearl Earring. But she also played another queen from another princess movie. She was the prince's mother in Ever After, A Cinderella Story.
Oh, okay.
Oh. Huh.
Haven't seen that in a minute.
No.
I would have to look. It sounds familiar, so I'm certain I've seen it.
It's the Drew Barrymore one.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I must have seen it then.
Yeah. And the magic mirror is played by Paul Winfield.
Come on, Lillian. Where's your holiday spirit, huh? I've got some mistletoe.
I hate Christmas.
Really? Who would have guessed it?
He's a very sassy magic mirror. He's my favorite part of this whole thing.
Yeah, he's great.
Where you might have seen him depends on what kind of nerd you are. He was in The Terminator as Lieutenant Traxler. He was in Star Trek II as the captain of the Starship Reliant. He was a general in Mars Attacks. I saw him as Jim in the 70s musical version of Huckleberry Finn.
Mm.
And he's the voice in Batman Beyond as the district attorney who's married to Barbara Gordon.
Okay.
Oh.
See, and speaking of what kind of nerd I am, is that he was Lucius Sweet, so he's Dredrick Tatum's manager in The Simpsons. I think he only showed up in like 2 episodes.
Wow. Yeah.
Yeah.
Christy has a lot of Simpsons knowledge.
My son has now seen every episode of The Simpsons.
Wow.
He just started a couple of years ago because now you can binge them like one right after the other, and he's made it all the way through. I'm like, you have seen at least twice as much Simpsons as I have in my entire life. And you are 10.
I think I tapped out around like maybe season 20. I forget.
That's longer than I've been on it. Like, by the time he got to, I think, season 11 or 12, I was like, okay, you are now in a realm where I can't help you. I don't know anything about this.
You're on your own.
Enjoy yourself. You're young. Enjoy yourself. And he has. And it's his favorite show now. So great.
Oh, nice.
I've maybe seen 1 or 2 episodes of The Simpsons through my entire life.
Wow.
I know.
Oh my God.
I know. It's one of those things where it's when I was growing up, I have 2 little brothers that are close to me in age. So when we had the kids' TV, my parents were, if you want to watch something on the TV, it has to be age appropriate for both of your little brothers. So one of them was 3 years younger and one of them was 6 years younger. So at any point, I had a six years younger brother in the room that also had to be able to watch whatever it was, and he didn't want to watch The Simpsons. So I just never watched it.
Fair. Like, I think I was at just the right age. The Simpsons started when I was 9, and I guess my parents were always cool with it. So
Nice.
But Paul Winfield, what I'm assuming is his side of the mirror is decorated with big tacky Christmas lights. I assume it's his side because the Queen says she hates Christmas.
Mm-hmm.
Can't stand seeing everyone in good cheer, families being united, and worst of all, she hates the music on the radio, which she turns on to give us a sample. It is a corny version of Let It Snow, which she asks, what kind of drips would listen to this? And then the mirror shows her two such drips. Her stepdaughter Snow White and her prince singing along while they're baking cookies.
Oh, the weather outside is frightful.
What kind of drips would listen to this?
So delightful. And since we've no place to go, let it snow, let it snow, let it snow.
How wholesome.
Yeah, really.
You mentioned the mirror side of the mirror. He can apparently appear wherever there's reflection. So I wonder what kind of like is he in a pocket dimension that just sort of looks out through mirrors and shiny objects?
I guess so. He's like in the Phantom Zone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Guess he can decorate that however he wants.
Sure. Yep. Hey, this is my space.
And he has a girlfriend at one point that shows up, so he can have visitors. Yeah.
Whoa.
You could just go there?
Well, like, I guess, I don't know if she was also
Is she also a magic mirror?
Can you leave?
Yeah.
They don't explain much.
Oh, man.
Snow White, now Snow White Charming, because that's his last name, is played by Carol Houston, who's actually a mid-series replacement.
Yeah. Yeah, and I gotta say, I kind of enjoyed the first Snow White from season 1 more than I did her. Like, she's okay, but like, the first season Snow White, she just kind of fit the vibe more of what you would expect that stereotypical Disney princess. And season 2 Snow White, she just kind of feels a little more generic sitcom mom, which again, not bad, but she just kind of a little less memorable, in my opinion.
That's interesting because, okay, the original actress was Caitlin O'Haney, and I found an old LA Times article where the series creator said our interpretation of the part was not hers.
Oh. Interesting.
So they brought in Carol Houston, who'd later go on to be one of Matlock's assistants. I, of course, know Carol Houston from A Very Brady Christmas as Peter's boss, who's also his fiance.
Oh.
It seems like a major conflict of interest.
That's such a wacky. I'm going to get to that one in December. I'm saving it for December. But Carol stopped acting in the 90s and now owns her own real estate company.
Oh, neat.
Well,
they love to go into real estate.
Well,
you got to sell those castle-shaped houses somehow.
That's right.
Yeah, exactly.
And her husband, Prince Charming, Prince Eric Charming. Eric was a popular prince name in the 80s.
Yeah. Well, because I don't think in the Disney movie, I don't think Prince Charming ever got a first name.
No, officially, Disney's Snow White's prince is just the prince.
The prince.
I don't think he has a canon name at all.
Oh, he's not even charming. He's just the prince.
Prince Charming is Cinderella's prince as far as Disney's concerned.
Right.
Snow White's prince just doesn't have a name.
He's just some guy.
Yeah. We talked about the beast being Adam, and that's kind of official when Disney decides they want it to be. But Snow White, they're just like, I didn't see the new movie yet, so hopefully they gave him a name there. Who knows? But he is played here by Christopher Rich, who's probably best known now from the show Reba as her comically vain ex-husband.
Oh, okay. My mother used to love Reba, but I think I have blocked that show out of most of my memory.
Never watched Reba in my entire life, but he's like a big part of that show. He also played Archie in the 1990 TV movie Archie to Riverdale and Back Again when he goes to his high school reunion.
Oh, okay. Sure.
I mean, it fits. It's right around this time, so like that's the kind of actor you want to be Archie, I guess.
Yeah.
To be adult Archie.
I could see it. I could see it.
I think Archie needs to be dweebier. Personally.
I don't think Archie was a dweeb.
Prince Charming's pretty dweeby here.
Fair. Archie was always like, especially in the 80s, always wearing that sweater vest with the bow tie. What a nerd.
But he was also on the football team, so like, or was it? Wasn't he?
Yeah, he's got the Letterman jacket.
Yeah. So like, he's a cool dweeb.
Yeah, there you go.
I guess.
So these two are in their kitchen baking cookies together. Snow's wearing a very modern 80s dress, but Prince Eric is rocking his usual primary red tunic.
Love it.
So the queen sees these two through her mirror, singing along to Let It Snow, so she declares, "You asked for it," and she takes a deep breath and starts blowing at the mirror like she's the big bad wolf, and that creates a blizzard in the Charming's kitchen. I didn't know she could do that.
Her powers are kind of ill-defined. A lot of the times she needs a spell, and the spell has to rhyme. Other times she can just point and make magic happen.
Yeah, which happens a lot here.
Yeah.
Snow's hanging onto the kitchen sink for dear life. Eric shouts, "To the rescue, my love!" But it's no use. It's too strong. It pushes him back into the living room. That's the preview from the commercial that ran during Muppet Family Christmas, and that's how this opens. Lillian then asks the mirror to show her the aftermath of her kitchen blizzard, and the mirror, with so much sass, tells her,
Honey, I wouldn't call the Red Cross just yet.
He's so great.
Love it. And we find the Charmings, along with their two sons, have made a snowman in the kitchen.
Because of course they did.
Oh, yeah.
What else are you going to do?
Like the perfect 3-tiered snowman, too.
Yeah, I gotta say, I do not approve of this snowman. This broke my immersion even more than the magical snowstorm.
Not your immersion.
Just a little too perfectly round, y'all.
No, as a Canadian who has some authority over making snowmen, they rarely look that nice. A lot of times they're lumpy and lopsided.
They're lumpy. They're like, there are no mitten prints in there. I know exactly what you're talking about.
If you don't have a lot of snow on the ground, then you start pulling up dead grass and mixing it in with your snow.
Yeah, you get the grass and the dirt and the twigs. Yeah.
But I realized I know both of these kids from elsewhere when they're a little older.
Oh.
So the younger one, Corey, is played by Garrett Ratliff Henson, who was later Guy Germain from The Mighty Ducks.
Oh.
And the older son, Thomas, is played by Brandon Call, who was JT on Step by Step.
Oh, I think that rings a bell to me for some reason.
He was kind of the not quite all there son on Step by Step. Kind of almost reminded you of Beavis and Butthead. But so the kids built a snowman, and Eric decides to have a little fun as well by throwing a snowball in his wife's face.
Right in her face.
Right in her face. Never aim for the face.
Rude.
No, that stuff hurts. I feel like whoever wrote this has never been hit in the head with a snowball.
No, it's all Burbank, California people.
Yeah, that's true.
She's not even a little mad. She's on board for a snowball fight. Good for her. So she grabs her own and hurls one back at him, only to hit her stepmother, who walks in.
Oh, honey.
They all live together.
Mm-hmm.
I was gonna say, I mean, Christy, you probably have more insight what with having watched the rest of this show, but why did they let her live there?
Okay, so
Why?
They don't really explain is the thing.
Oh, okay. All right.
The first episode just starts and they go and they buy a house and then they all settle in, and they threaten her a few times with kicking her out, but otherwise they just kind of grin and bear having this monstrous woman in their house as she every episode tries to undermine their marriage.
Right.
Oh my God.
Go live in the attic. And it's not like they're pretending to like each other either. Snow White and the Prince know she's evil, but they're also technically family, I guess. They're staying together for the kids or whatever.
Yeah.
I guess.
Well, and if you remember in the backstory, they both tried to kill each other at different points.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
So,
Maybe, yeah, I mean, one tried to kill one and then they tried to kill her back, and then, now they're even. So it's all just sort of, but let bygones be bygones, I guess.
But they don't.
But they don't.
It's not like they're burying the hatchet. They're like throwing jabs at each other through the whole series. It's a weird living situation, but it's a situation comedy, and this is the situation.
Ah, yes.
Lillian lives upstairs, the tower of their castle-looking home, which would look out of place almost anywhere else, but it's Burbank. But, you know.
Or our hometown.
Really?
Because we actually, there's a slightly famous house in our hometown Brie and I lived in.
Oh, yes.
That looks like a castle. It's kind of similar. I'll send you a link after, Mike, because it's pretty well known. It's apparently has since been bought and turned into an Airbnb.
Of course.
Oh,
well,
of course.
To that end, I live near a few of those castle-shaped Airbnbs myself. There's one up the road for me in this community of themed vacation homes that they're still building, so I can't really see over the tree line, but you can see kind of the top portion of all these wacky looking themed homes. There's one that looks like a castle. There's one that looks like a space shuttle.
Ooh.
I think they're building one that looks like the Titanic. It's so weird.
Okay.
Wow. Okay.
Just rich people who looked at Disney's failed Galactic Star Cruiser hotel and decided, I can do that.
Here, I sent you a link, Mike. If you
I'm going to check that out later and put it in the show notes. But
is this the one? Is it the one with the? Oh no, this isn't the one with the gargoyles on it.
Oh, you're thinking of a different? Do we have multiple castles?
The pink one that looks more like. That's just a castle.
This looks a lot like the one that they use for the establishing shot of this show.
It really does.
Oh my goodness.
we need to compare.
Anyway, Lily takes a snowball to the shoulder. Snow says she's sorry, and Lillian snaps, "No, you're not." And Snow admits, "You're right." Lillian makes it clear it was not supposed to be fun and it won't happen again. And Snow reminds her stepmother she shouldn't be doing bad deeds this close to Christmas. You want to be on your best behavior for Santa. And Lillian laughs, "You still believe in Santa?" And this grown married couple stare at her like, yeah, why wouldn't we? He's been here every Christmas.
Mm-hmm.
But Lillian reminds them they don't live in an enchanted forest anymore. There's no magic here. That's her reasoning for why she believes there's definitely no Santa Claus here.
Yeah, which would be a solid argument had the previous episode not been the charming house being visited by two giants.
What?
Yeah. Lillian throws some magic beans out her window, and then the next day a beanstalk sprouts, and then it ends up shenanigans happen, and there are two giants who are, I guess they are living in Burbank, California as well. We just don't know about it because they normally live up in the clouds.
Well, they're in the sky.
Of course.
Yeah, of course.
But as soon as she says there's no Santa, there's a knock at the door and their neighbor Sally walks in with the two charming boys and asks,
Hi, you guys want to come to the mall to see Santa Claus?
You see? Good guys won, witch nothing.
At least she knocked. This is the era of sitcom people just barging into their neighbors' homes.
Oh, yeah.
Yes. And that 100% happens basically every other episode of this show.
This is the one where she happened to knock. Because the boys were with her, so she was just like, well, manners. Sally Miller is her name. She's their neighbor. She's played by Dory Brenner, who was also a neighbor character on Who's the Boss around this same time. She was also on the 90s show Ned and Stacy as Stacy's mom. Not that Stacy's mom.
Uh-huh.
Deborah Messing Stacy. So the prince tells his stepmother-in-law, see, there is a Santa Claus. What do you have to say for yourself now? And Lillian just replies, bah humbug, and storms off. But how does she know bah humbug if she's been asleep through the 1800s?
Well, clearly, she was the originator of it back 1,000 years ago, and it just sort of got lost for a while and popped back up.
I think she's been getting caught up on some pulp culture stuff.
Fair.
Oh, that's fair.
At one point, she actually quotes Kermit, and It's Not Easy Being Green in a separate episode.
But Sally is joined by her husband, Don, who owns a carpet business and calls himself the king of carpets. So that's an ongoing joke through this series.
Come on, Sally. Little Donnie's getting impatient. Will you keep your pants on?
Don is played by Paul Eiding, who's better known as a voice actor. On Transformers, he was Perceptor. He's a bunch of characters in the show Ben 10, including Ben's grandfather, Max.
Amazing.
Yeah.
In the Metal Gear Solid games, he voices Colonel Roy Campbell.
Yeah. Oh!
Snake!
See, and his name was familiar to me, but I couldn't place it. And I think maybe, because I'm more familiar with the Metal Gear version of him.
Okay.
And I guess by that point, he had a bit more age on his voice, because I definitely did not recognize him by voice alone.
No, when I saw his name in the credits, I was like, I know that name from somewhere.
Yeah.
And I looked it up, and I didn't see the Metal Gear credit, but I did see the Ben 10 one. I was like, oh, yeah, okay, I recognize. I definitely watched some Ben 10 with my brothers when we were little, so.
Missed that one entirely, but... So Eric is excited now. Let's all go to the mall and see Santa, but Snow reminds him he has to now wait for the plumber because the pipes got frozen during this blizzard.
Mm-hmm.
And Eric is very upset now. He gets all huffy about it. I want to see Santa. No, go ahead. Say hi to Santa for me. Oh, and tell him I have plenty of socks, but I could really use a Black & Decker power drill.
Cordless, specifically.
Cordless. And I'm thinking, why not both?
Yeah.
What is it with these people and not liking socks?
I don't know. It's some kind of trope bag. I'm stoked to get socks as an adult. I'm like, I want cool socks.
Yeah. I love me some cool socks.
That's the thing, is that, at some point in your life, you realize that you actually do appreciate getting socks for Christmas. And that is the point that you have fully blossomed into an adult human being, in my opinion.
That's about right. Anyway, we join Lillian back upstairs, excitedly telling her magic mirror,
"This is going to be the worst Christmas the Charmings have ever had."
How can you say that? They've got holiday spirit coming out the wazoo.
Haven't heard wazoo in a bit.
Yeah.
But Lillian explains she knows the guy at the mall dressed as Santa isn't really Santa. Not sure what her plan is yet, but I guess we'll find out soon. Meanwhile, Eric's in the kitchen with the plumber, who's puzzled to find the pipes in the sink are frozen.
I've never seen that before, except in Vermont. Oh, well, that must be where these pipes are from.
The plumber is played by Cal Gibson. He's a character actor who played a guard in Scrooged.
Oh.
Meanwhile, in walks Luther the dwarf. Remember the sleeping spell also hit a random dwarf? Well, he's not a random dwarf. He was one of the 7, but...
Just one of the 7.
Just one.
Yeah.
He just happened to be on the wrong side of the room.
I have never been so humiliated, degraded, and insulted in all my life.
What happened, man?
I need some extra money for a ski trip, so I go to the employment office. And of all the jobs in the world, what do they offer me?
An elf?
Okay, lucky guess.
He's played by Cork Hubbard, who also played a dwarf in the movie Legend named Brown Tom. You remember Brown Tom?
I don't. I haven't watched Legend in a very long time. And the only thing I really remember from when I watched Legend was looking at the horns on his head and was like, how
darkness.
Is he keeping his head up?
I still don't know how he did that, but Cork Hubbard apparently also did some additional voices on Mickey's Twice Upon a Christmas, I'm assuming as one of the elves. Luther has embraced his new time period. He's wearing a Hawaiian shirt and he's mad about something. Says he wants to go skiing and he needs some extra money for the trip. So he went to an employment office and he was insulted to be offered a job as an elf.
Uh-huh.
Elves and dwarves, the age-old rivalry. He storms off. The plumber also makes his exit. And Snow returns home with little Corey, who's excited to tell his dad he met Santa and sat on his lap. And Snow's excited to tell him, me too. And the frame I paused on to take notes as Eric just stares at his wife like, excuse me?
Yeah.
You did, huh? What?
Something I was surprised by this series is that there are some like decently raunchy jokes in it.
Yeah.
Kind of confusingly, I wasn't really sure who the audience would be for this because at times it feels very childish, but then you have a weird little joke like this, and it's I don't know.
They just sprinkle them in there.
Yeah.
For the grown-ups as a treat. It was like, hey, you're already sitting here watching The Charmings. We might as well entertain you a little bit.
Exactly. Like I was like, it's got to be like family friendly for everything. But then,
sure,
they gotta they know there's an adult that has to be watching this show with their family and wants to have a little chuckle.
Yeah,
so we'll just sprinkle those in. The kids won't understand. It's
right.
fine.
It'll go right over our heads.
Yeah.
But the older brother Thomas is in the living room with a couple of his friends talking about how Santa didn't look anything like he expected when he met him at the mall. And one of his buddies immediately asks,
"Don't tell me you still believe in Santa Claus." "Well, yeah, we just saw him. I don't believe this. You're a bigger weenie than Donnie is." "Thanks."
One of the friends, the one with the glasses, is the neighbor's kid, Donnie Jr. He is played by Jacob Kenner, who had several one-off appearances as a child actor and a bunch of other sitcoms, like an episode of Webster, Full House, Step by Step. He played a bully in the first Beethoven movie, which is interesting because his character here appears very nerdy and wimpy.
Mm-hmm.
Can you confirm that character is nerdy and wimpy, having seen the rest of the show, Christy?
Yeah, although he's actually like he's a little progressive dude. He was protesting gender stereotypes in one episode.
Hey, all right.
Oh,
off screen, mind you. They just kind of tell you it, but still good for him.
Yeah, all right.
Yeah.
But the kid who tells Thomas that there's no Santa is named Robin. In another episode, it's revealed his full name is Robin Hood. No relation.
Oh, of course.
Yeah. He's played by Brandon Maciel, and this is the first thing on his known for list on IMDb. Not a lot of credits, but in 1990, he was in Disneyland's 35th anniversary special playing a young Woody Harrelson.
Oh.
I guess I see it. Because you have like Woody Harrelson is in the special, and then they like flash back and he's playing the young Woody.
Oh. He was just rocking a really cool mullet in this. That's all I noticed.
Yeah. 1987. That's prime kids with mullets time.
Really what he should have been known for.
So this kid, Robin, tells Thomas, listen, man, parents just pretend to believe in Santa. It's a little game they like to play. And now I want to hear this kid's story.
Yeah.
This poor kid got burned, and now he's being kind of a jerk, and I need to know more.
This poor jaded child.
Right. But we don't get more. Eric walks in to leave a snack for Santa, and the kid remarks, wow, he's good. Eric, by the way, is opting to leave Santa a fruitcake instead of cookies.
Why would you do that?
Yeah.
Not okay.
That's just rude.
Is this like tradition in some places? I mean, maybe it's tradition in the Enchanted Forest.
It might be.
Yeah, maybe in the Enchanted Forest back then. He was all about fruitcakes.
Sure.
And then he ate too many. You know when you eat too much of a thing you like?
Yeah.
And you're like, I never want to eat this again. And it's 1,000 years later and he's like, I don't want to see a fruitcake.
This is another tangent, Brie, but did you ever visit the Enchanted Forest in BC?
I never did. I've heard of the Enchanted Forest, but I've never actually been to it, unfortunately.
Is this a theme park?
Not so much a theme. It's a roadside attraction that is slightly infamous. I think they have since tried to fix it up, but at one point it was just like this kind of nightmarish, basically like a little like cut out into the woods along the highway going through BC, and they had little statues and like cement buildings that looked like nursery rhymes and fairy tales. And a lot of like the nightmarish stuff comes from when it started to get very dilapidated and all the paint started to flake off of these statues. But I remember as a kid, whenever we went on road trips, we would go past this and begging our father, me and my sister, begging him, like, can we go? Can we go? And to my recollection, anyways, we never stopped. My sister claims that we did at one point, but I don't know if maybe we did, and I was so traumatized by what I saw that I repressed it.
Just blocked it out.
Oh, no.
Maybe, because she swears that we went at least once.
Oh, I need to go look this up now. This sounds amazing. This sounds like something we would stop at. But,
Stop at, and then it'll give your kids nightmares.
I mean... But hang on, Eric is leaving a snack for Santa in the middle of the afternoon. Is it Christmas Eve?
I guess so.
I guess so, because yes, friends, mark it on your bingo cards. We have another undecorated tree on Christmas Eve. I guess I'll excuse the Charmings here. They slept through the origin of the Christmas tree.
Well, and it seems like, well, and I guess we'll speak to this more later, but it seems like the implication is the Enchanted Forest, Santa does everything. Santa not only gives you presents, but decorates the tree.
Okay.
Oh.
It seems like they are very unprepared for the idea that Santa may not be coming. They have placed all of their eggs in the Santa Claus shaped basket.
Sure. That's a different holiday, but
I mean, this does sort of, I guess, 1,000 years ago when there was a giant magical forest in California, Santa Claus was just like a reliable, known figure to everyone.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he had time to do this.
Yeah, he just, he was a magical old man that just showed up. It's fine.
Yep.
It probably, I guess it would have been insulting maybe if that was his job, for you to get your own presents and Christmas decorations.
Yeah, that's true. It's just like, well, you're decorating your own tree. Well, I guess, that'll cut down on my time. But even more ridiculous, we have another visit to Santa at the mall on Christmas Eve. Who's taking their kids to the mall on Christmas Eve to see Santa?
These people, I guess.
These people. But Thomas's friends leave, and he tells his dad, they just told me there was no Santa Claus, and Eric exclaims, those scoundrels. He assures his son Santa's real, and without him, there wouldn't be a Christmas. And baby Jesus aside, as his dad leaves the room, Thomas whispers, that's what I'm afraid of.
Oh.
And his evil grandmother is watching the whole thing from her mirror with delight.
Mm-hmm.
I'm so, that was sort of something that I was watching in this, and I was like, surely, clearly the evil queen does not like Snow White, does not like Prince Charming, but the children?
Her grandchildren!
She's delighting in the pain of the children, her grandchildren? This is fun for her too. I could see the adults. She doesn't like them. They've tried to kill each other, but these are just kids.
Right.
Yeah. Well, I think that could have been a cute thing to the series. That, yeah, if the grandmother was on really good terms with the grandchildren, she was a lot more buddy-buddy with them. But, there's a few moments throughout the series where she does a bit more loving, more loving gestures to the grandkids. Yeah, for the most part, she just doesn't care about anyone.
Oh, dear.
Dang.
Well, here, the way she sees it now that Thomas doesn't believe the rest of the family will soon follow and they'll all fall like dominoes. And then no one will get presents and the Charming's Christmas will be ruined. And that's her whole plan. But the mirror... The mirror says, well, I'm still hanging up my stocking, and pulls out this giant, maybe 4-foot stocking with mirror written on it in big green letters.
It's so big that the camera has to pull back to show more of it. His little portal world.
It's very awkward pullback too, and just like, oh no, wait, we can't see the whole thing. And that's the take they use. It is funnier that it struggles. Lillian asks, isn't that stocking awfully big? Well, I've been awfully good. Now I want to know how Santa gets into the mirror.
Yeah, I was just going to say, that's a whole other dimension. Can he just go there?
Yeah, of course it's Santa. Santa could go anywhere.
I guess so.
I've seen, you know how TV stations will track Santa on Christmas Eve?
Mm-hmm.
The one down here in Florida will show him stopping at the International Space Station. So fine.
Aw, that's cute.
I love that.
Reindeer can breathe in space, sure.
Yeah, well, they're magic.
That's it. We cut to that night. Eric's in his princely nightgown with a clipboard as he recites The Night Before Christmas.
The stockings were hung by the chimney with care, in hopes that St. Nicholas soon would be there. Check. The children were nestled all snug in their beds. Check.
And then for visions of sugar plums, we see Corey asleep with a thought bubble over his head with sugar plums with legs dancing to La Bamba.
Yeah. And then he starts belting it out, too.
He's like singing La Bamba in his sleep at full volume. This was very unexpected.
Yeah, and this stuff like this does not really happen in the rest of the series.
Oh,
so
it doesn't?
Oh, okay.
No, the only thing close was that there was an episode where Lillian ended up being courted by the devil. Played by John Astin, the original Gomez Adams.
John Astin.
Oh, yeah.
Wow.
And at one point, he breaks out into song.
Okay.
For no, this is not a series that has songs, but he breaks out into a little song with backup dancers. But I guess maybe because he's the devil, it just different rules apply to him.
It works.
I guess.
Wow.
Okay.
I need to go watch that one now.
Yeah, that was a fun episode.
Anyway, Corey's singing La Bamba loudly in his sleep, and Thomas has to wake him up to make him stop. And Corey excitedly asks, "Is Santa here yet?" And Thomas tells him, "Look, I don't think there's a Santa Claus." But Corey tells him, "Yeah, there is. Daddy said so." And then in swoops Grandma. Turning on the light, Corey asks her, "Is it true?" And she sits Corey on her lap and answers,
Sometimes the truth is hard to take. Oh. I'm sorry to be the one to have to tell you this, but you're a big boy now, and it's time you knew the truth. There is no Santa Claus.
Told you.
And she does it so sweetly when she walks in that you almost believe for a second that maybe she's going to do something nice. Maybe this is where she starts feeling pangs of guilt.
Yeah.
Nope.
I wonder if this is the only instance in all of fiction where a child's grandmother gleefully tells them that there's no Santa.
Oh, man. You know, I really liked Lillian throughout majority of this series. Like, she's the funnest character to me and all the shenanigans she gets up to. But like, and I guess maybe Santa spoiler, Mike, for your audience. But her telling her grandson that Santa isn't real, like that bothered me so much.
Yeah.
You know, my sister had Santa ruined for her by a substitute teacher in grade 2.
Oh no, in grade 2?
Yeah.
Oh no.
That's happened down here. Like, I've had a few friends tell me that that's happened to them in school. And
it's just, you know, like I can kind of understand if some parents feel weird about the Santa myth and doing that to their kids.
Yeah.
But it's such a jerk move to spoil it for a little kid who, you know,
who's not your kid.
Not your kid, yeah. To ruin that and ruin the magic. You know, especially
mean.
Yeah. Like my little nephew, I love him so much. He is why Christmas is happy for me in these last few years, because, you know, I'm a mid to late 30s adult. Christmas, like, you know, it starts to lose some of the magic as you get older. But what has rejuvenated it for me is wanting to give the magic to my nephew and to make sure that he has a good Christmas. And so if anyone ever did this to them, I would find them, and I mean, I would have certain words that I probably can't or shouldn't say on your podcast, your very family-friendly podcast, Mike. But
I mean, it's happened. But no worries. Because you're Santa now.
Yes. Yeah.
So it's just like, listen, I'm Santa.
I kind of do act as Santa for my nephew because I started a tradition where I write him a letter from Santa.
That's amazing.
I got like wax seals to make it all fancy. I got a postal cancellation stamp that says the North Pole on it to like stamp the letters and make it all official. So and he loves it. My sister will tell me, when he gets his Santa letter, he will sit and he will listen to her read the entire thing. And it's stuff like that. If somebody ruins that for me, I will destroy them.
Yes, good. Perfect.
It's just the absolute Santa rage that you will rain down upon them.
Yes.
But both boys are clearly disappointed when they learn this.
Aw.
But Lillian asks if they're okay, and they say they think so. And she continues, good. Because there's no Easter Bunny either. Or the Tooth Fairy.
Just had to rub a little extra salt in the wound there.
Of course. Then, but this is my favorite part of this. She says, good night, sleep tight. Don't let the bed bugs bite. There are bed bugs.
Yeah.
You have bugs in your room. Good night.
As someone who has unfortunately had to deal with bed bugs.
Oh, no.
Horror.
Yeah.
Terror.
Don't let the bed bugs bite sounds like how most of these Brothers Grimm stories end, so it works here.
Yeah. I will say, check your U-Haul blankets if you ever happen to move.
Oh my goodness,
I think that's what happened.
And that's why we own a van.
Yep, there you go.
We just took multiple trips. It was fine. But the mirror also shows up in the hallway and gives Lillian a boo hiss and even throws a snowball at her somehow.
How did he get it out of the mirror dimension?
I don't know.
Can he go in and out? Can he send things through? What are the logistics?
Yeah, I don't know how he did this. Like, left over from the blizzard, I'm assuming. But whether it's on this side of the mirror or the other one, no, it would have melted by. I don't know. Don't think about it. Don't worry about it. Back downstairs, Eric puts on his pointy little nightcap and asks Snow, where's your kerchief? She asks, do I really have to wear it? If you want Santa to come, you do. I didn't read that as required dress code, but fine. Again, it's their first Christmas in 1,000 years. The night before Christmas is only 200 years old, so Eric thinks it's official protocol now.
Yeah, it's the manual.
Yeah, But Snow asks, do you really think Santa's going to come? And Eric says, of course he is. You saw him at the mall. And here's where Snow tells him, listen, I didn't want to say anything, but the Santa at the mall had a fake beard, reeked of alcohol, and he was groping one of his helpers. Oh, that's why he insisted you sit on his lap? Gross.
Yeah. Again, there's some strange jokes sprinkled throughout this series.
Yeah. Well, Eric's upset now that another person in his house doesn't believe in Santa.
First Lillian doesn't believe, and then Thomas, and now my own wife.
Oh, don't forget Corey.
Corey doesn't believe either?
I don't know how he found out.
You told my baby there's no Santa Claus.
That might have been it.
And poor Eric's just, you'll see. You'll all see. And now there's a knock at the door. But it's Don, who needs a second to take in Eric's outfit. A few episodes ago on this podcast, we had Mary Tyler Moore answer the door in a towel. Now we have Prince Charming in a nightgown and a cap. Eric's happy to see Don and tells his wife and Lillian, finally, here's one guy who still believes in Santa. And Don, without missing a beat, continues, yeah, wouldn't it be great if there really was a Santa? Then he could put together my son's stupid He-Man village.
I love that it's a He-Man village.
No, I Googled this because I wanted to know.
Wait, what?
There isn't a He-Man Village playset. There's the Castle Grayskull playset.
Well, yeah, I've seen Castle Grayskull. I've seen Snake Mountain. What he's talking about here, there was an Eternia playset.
Oh, okay.
I didn't know about Eternia, but it shows up later in this episode.
Oh, okay. I see, and I was using the exact words, so that's why it didn't come up for me.
That's why it was like, there wasn't a He-Man Village. There was Castle Grayskull, there was Snake Mountain, there was the Fright Zone. I don't remember this Eternia playset, but I thought it was like, I wonder if it was like the Eternia Castle, and sure enough, that's what this is.
Okay.
It's the adults not really knowing what the heck the child's toy is called.
Oh, exactly.
So it's not like he's going to be like, my son's Eternia playset. It's just the He-Man Village, whatever.
Sure. Yeah, that's what they're going to the KB toy store and be like, my son wants the He-Man Village. And those are the people who are writing this. So
yes.
So now that it seems like there might not be a Santa after all, Snow sadly exclaims, "This is terrible." And Don fires back, "Tell me about it. I got 400 pieces scattered on the living room floor." He came over to ask if they had any needle-nose pliers, but Eric defeatedly just says,
I don't have anything.
Yeah, forget it. The box says an 8-year-old can put it together. Then let him.
So Don leaves, all exasperated. "Merry Christmas."
And I gotta point out, when Eric, he says, "I don't have anything," he dramatically removes his cap.
His nice cap.
Right,
I
just
love
puts it
that.
by his heart. Oh, man.
Oh.
Lillian sings a victorious "Merry Christmas," reassures Eric, "If you feel foolish, it's because you are." And all's quiet for a second as we suddenly hear the jingling of sleigh bells, and Eric perks up again. It's him! And he opens the door, and it's Luther in an elf costume.
Yeah, I guess he decided to take the job after all.
He put his dwarf racism aside and took the job. He got the money for a ski trip and a pair of funky new elf slippers. And he dashes upstairs past, and again, disappointed Eric as we go to commercial.
I guess Luther's taking this all in stride. Like, he really wasn't, he had no illusions that Santa was coming to give him his fancy skis.
No, he has no idea what's going on. He's just worried about going skiing.
Yeah.
Luther genuinely seems to be the family member that adjusted the most to life in Beverly Hills.
Yeah.
Like he starts going to university at one point. He has like a social life outside the house that you see glimpses of every so often.
Good for him.
Yeah.
Yeah, he doesn't live with like 6 of his fellow employees anymore. So he's like, finally, I can have a social life.
Yeah.
Sort of branch out on his own.
Yeah.
Living his best life.
Good for Luther.
Good for Luther.
Oh, no.
Hey, it's not so bad. I got the money for my ski trip and some pretty funky slippers.
Imagine Eternia. Imagine the gate of fangs. Batteries not included. Imagine the soaring sky tracks. Figures sold separately. The cavern of justice. Imagine the power lift to the control chamber. At last, from the masters of the universe, the world you've always imagined can be yours.
You know how some people are really into watching bad movies? It's basically that, just with more princesses. Bad Princess Movies is the podcast that seeks to catalog all of the terrible movies about princesses and princesses to be. I am your host Christy, and I like to torment my friend and co-host Bree by making her watch and talk about these awful, sometimes downright terrible princess movies. That's really all there is to it. So if you want to hear us goof on these films and don't mind a bit of swearing while we're doing so, come and join us on our podcast, Bad Princess Movies.
Well, we return after those messages to find Eric dramatically taking the stockings off the fireplace mantle with his sword, just swipes them off one by one.
Yeah. Which, this is such a strange thing, because in other shows, this is where you would start to get the message of, you know what, Christmas isn't about the presents. It's not even really about Santa. It's about your family and being with your family and the love that you share. But as soon as Eric finds out or thinks that there is no Santa, he's done with Christmas. He is ready he might as well throw the tree out, really.
Yeah, well, he's not so much mad about Santa not coming as he is at the thought of his own sons thinking he lied to them.
True. Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Like, that would mess me up as a father. So I understand a little bit. I don't think I would, like, take my sword out and start ripping the stockings off the wall.
It's a little dramatic.
Well, I mean, do you have a sword? Is that why?
No, I don't have a sword, so that's part of it.
Well, yeah, if you had one, then maybe you would. Maybe you'd be tempted to bust it out, because if you've got a sword, you might as well use it.
That's true. But Snow reassures him, oh, no, they won't. They'll just think you don't know what you're talking about.
Devastating, Snow.
You know, as corny as this entire show is, I'm starting to like it. But Eric is so upset at the idea that his kids have been so good all year, and now it appears they're getting nothing for Christmas. No new bike, no new toys, and he really breaks down at the thought of no new Black & Decker power cordless drill. Listen, I got a drill a few Christmases ago, and I understand. It was a sweet gift. It was
life-changing.
It was.
Was it cordless?
Of course it was cordless.
Ah.
Had the battery pack that you put in. I get 2 batteries with it. Oh, it's great.
Oh,
I bring it to the kids' school and help build their sets for their shows.
Oh, I thought for a second, I thought you were going to say I bring it to the kids' school as like a little field trip for your drill.
I'm kind of.
Another one of your...
bring it to show and tell for
like it's another one of his children.
And Snow, eternally optimistic Snow White, tells her husband, listen, we may not have Santa, but we have a witch. And Eric's like, really? You think your stepmother's going to help us? She's probably upstairs dancing a jig. And then we cut to Lillian upstairs dancing a jig.
Yep.
While the mirror is begrudgingly playing the bagpipes. You don't have to do that. You're on another plane of existence.
Yeah.
How does it? Are you like a genie?
Is he tied to this mirror? Like, does he have to do what she says? Like, what's
kind of there's an episode where she loses her powers because she gets sick, and it's a little dramatic thing where the magic mirror, if Lillian doesn't get her powers back by midnight, he has to leave. Like, there's some sort of connection between her and her magic and him that keeps them tied. But like, I think for the most part, the magic mirror operates as Lillian's conscience, or at least want to be conscious. He's trying to be the Jiminy Cricket.
Doing his best.
Yeah, and steer her on the right path. So I don't know if that's, he's trying to play the long game by indulging her in these, the bagpipe playing, these little things, in the hopes that maybe one day he will get through to her.
Yeah. Well, and here he does stop and ask if Lillian's going to help her family at all, and she cheerfully replies, no, but I'd be happy to watch Snow beg. The mirror insists, oh, she's much too proud to beg, but then Snow knocks on the door and begs. The jokes are obvious, but they're very well timed.
Yeah. Although they are, I suppose for the time it would have been fine, but the laugh tracks on this are strong and pervasive.
Oh yeah, no, it's, I mean, this is clearly canned laughter, but they use it liberally. Snow asks her to use her magic to zap up some presents for the boys, and Lillian tells her it'll be a snap for her to do. So you will? Nope. And Snow asks, has anyone ever told you you're a cold, heartless woman? Yes, but I never get tired of hearing it. And Snow just mutters to herself, why do I come here? And walks out.
Truly, why do you come here? Why would you try?
Why do you let this woman live with you and your family?
Right.
Yeah.
Like, it's not even a scenario where it's just like, oh, it's the mother-in-law. I gotta put on a nice face for my spouse. No, both of them hate her.
Yeah. She is actively a villain and harming emotionally harming their children by just being awful.
Like, this is the most wacky sitcom.
Man.
So Lillian decides to retire to bed, zaps off the lights with a little beam from her fingers. That's why this show only lasted 2 seasons. They didn't want to keep the special effects budget.
Oh, the special effects are beautiful. I especially loved the little cutout when the kid was dreaming of those dancing sugar plums, where it's just sort of like a flat, just a graphic that's been pasted on top of it, of just like a white thought bubble with a video of the dancing sugar plums.
Right, but like a 1987 Macintosh graphic.
Yeah, exactly.
But Lillian settles down for her own long winter's nap. The mirror tries one more trick and dresses up like a ghost, moaning, "Lillian, it's the ghost of Christmas past." No, it's not. You're wearing chains. That's Marley's thing. Get it right.
I mean, we don't know if he's seen, like, maybe he's only seen
He's mixing them up. It's all new.
Yeah.
All is forgiven.
He's catching up on a lot of things.
That's right. Lillian shouts, "I'm trying to sleep!" And it reminded me of Pee-wee's Big Adventure when he's in the biker bar. And he shouts, "I'm trying to use the phone!" The mirror just mutters, "This never happened to Mr. Magoo." Well, it kinda did. They mixed up the ghosts in that one.
Oh, see, it was all just a reference.
Yeah, that's it. But
there we go.
Mr. Magoo, they switched past and present in that special for no reason.
Oh.
Just because that's the story they wanted to tell. And it worked, but it was weird. But we fade to later that night as Lillian's fast asleep, the mirror's fast asleep, and suddenly we hear something downstairs, and we see who else. Santa has arrived.
I really must find a better way to do this.
A very modern-looking Santa wearing a red leather bomber jacket and blue jeans.
Cool Santa.
And no beard either, just a mustache.
Yeah, I know what they're going with. As you said, he's a more modern Santa. So it's like Santa has stuck around all these thousands of years, and he's updated. He's also adapted to the 21st century.
Yeah.
Man, is it weird to see Santa in just a pair of jeans? It's just something about that especially threw me. I wish they were at least red jeans.
Right. No, they're like blue jeans. They're acid washed, kind of tight looking jeans.
Yeah.
He's a fit Santa. Did you recognize Santa?
No, who is Santa?
Oh, it's Tony Steedman, who a couple years after this would appear in a little film called Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure.
Oh.
It's Socrates.
Oh, okay.
It's Socrates.
I unfortunately have never seen that one.
Oh.
I know.
Well, now you will recognize Socrates as Santa from the Charmings. Wow. Well, here comes Santa Claus balking at the fruitcake Eric left him, because of course, and instead just strolls into the kitchen and raids the fridge.
I mean, why not? If you're Santa, just help yourself, I guess.
Singing at the top of his lungs almost.
Oh, you'd better watch out. You better not spit. No, I'm sure that's wrong.
Like, not trying to be quiet at all. And that wakes up Lillian, who asks, "Who are you?" He lets out a quick scream of surprise.
Oh, I'm Santa Claus. Have you got any pastrami?
He's got plates of bread, and I can't even tell what it is from the fridge. You know how you just put away your leftovers on plates uncovered so you can grab it out of the fridge quickly while you're shooting a sitcom?
Yeah.
Yeah, of course.
Lillian says, "You can't be Santa Claus. You're not real." And Santa just joyfully replies, "Yes, I am. Here, touch me." And he opens his arms, inviting her to touch him to confirm he's real. Have you ever seen the fire prevention video with Dick Van Dyke pretending to be a door in a house fire?
No. Pretending to be a door?
It's real. Like, it was like an educational PSA video about, like, in a fire prevention was a big thing in the 80s. And he's like, pretend I'm a door. Feel me. If I'm hot, don't open me.
Pretend I'm a door to your apartment or your bedroom, and there's a fire on the other side. Feel me. Come on, don't be shy. Give me your hand. Feel me. Am I hot? If I am, don't open me. Get out a different way. Because if it's hot enough outside to make me feel hot, it'd knock you out before you took 2 steps. So in a fire, feel your door before opening it. If it's hot, don't.
So that's what this reminded me of.
Oh, so he wasn't actually a door. I was picturing like they painted him like wood, and he was pressed up against a. Okay,
it's Dick Van Dyke in an empty doorway saying, "Pretend I'm a door. If I'm hot, don't open me."
Okay.
Is there a lot of fire prevention stuff that kids get taught in schools, or like what to do in a fire now? Like, I know there was in the 80s and 90s, but like...
I don't know about now, but when I was when we were growing up, we had a whole fire prevention week. It was a week.
Ton. Yeah. But I feel like I don't really hear.
You know, I don't know if they still do it. I have 3 children. I should probably know this, but I don't go to school with them.
Fair.
See, I can't remember if we had anything like that in school. I mostly remember most of my safety education coming from VHS tapes.
Yeah, like PSAs and stuff like that.
Yeah.
They would have, like, the local fire department come to the school, and every year they would invite 2 or 3 kids to go up on the cherry picker and, like, go all the way up with it.
Oh.
And I never got picked.
Oh, man, that's the type of thing that gets you bullied after. Because if I saw that kid going up on the cherry picker, did that happen to you, Mike? Did you get punished for it by your peers? Or no, you didn't get on it, so you were safe.
I didn't go. No, it was like a treat. You wanted to go up at the cherry picker. I just never was the lucky kid who got picked. Because I only picked like 2 or 3, and then that was it.
If you can't take all the children, don't take any of them.
Right. But back to the Charmings.
Oh, right.
Lillian reaches out and touches Santa's belly and is shocked to find that it is indeed like a bowl full of jelly, which Santa objects to, snapping, "Who asked you?" This is a very cute scene that becomes even cuter when you learn Judy Parfitt and Tony Steedman were married in real life.
Aww, that's awesome.
And they stayed together until Tony's death in 2001, and from what I've read, they were a super sweet couple.
Aww, that's adorable.
Yeah.
That's lovely.
I'm glad that you do this kind of research, because I would have completely missed that. That's so cute.
But now Lillian's confused by his leather jacket and jeans and lack of a beard, and Santa simply exclaims, "Big sale at the Gap."
You know.
Gotta keep with the times. Honestly, his red bomber jacket's kind of awesome. I might want one.
Yeah.
I don't think I could pull it off, but...
I don't know if they sell those at the Gap anymore. So
probably not.
Probably not, unfortunately.
But now Lillian asks, "Are you really Santa Claus? I thought you didn't exist." And he finishes that sentence adding, "Yeah, it's a common misconception, but you see, I only go where people really believe." So now Lillian wonders what he's doing here. No one else in the house believes in him anymore. But Santa whips out his list from his jacket pocket, just a little pocket-sized scroll that he unties to show her Corey Charming's name is on there. But when he opens it, he's surprised to find Corey's name isn't there anymore, even after he checked it twice.
Oh.
Because it's a magic list.
It's kind of depressing that the list's really small now.
Yeah.
It's a tiny little list.
Right.
Someone must have told that poor little boy that there's no Santa Claus.
No.
When I get my hands on that guy, he'll pay for it.
See? Sounded just like you, Christy.
Yeah.
It's
so
real.
Yeah.
Yeah, get him.
Get him, Santa. He knows where he lives.
That's right. My favorite Santas are the ones that are sick and tired of grown-ups. Miracle on 34th Street, A+. You know who I want to see play Santa is Gordon Ramsay.
Oh.
Have you ever seen MasterChef Junior, where he's with the kids?
Yeah.
I've seen clips of it.
And he's a sweetheart on MasterChef Junior.
Yeah.
Because he takes on a teacher role, and these kids are trying to learn how to be great chefs, so he's patient with them. No patience for adult chefs who should know better by now.
Mm-hmm.
That would be perfect.
Wouldn't it? That's the kind of Santa I like, and that's what this switch in tone of Santa's voice reminded me of here.
Oh.
But now Lillian's got a hint of concern in her voice. She asks Santa, out of curiosity, how exactly would you make whoever told Corey you don't exist pay? And Santa asks Lillian, is there something you want to tell me? And she admits, I didn't think there was a Santa, and I thought they should know the truth. And Santa laughs at her. You've never cared about the truth. All you care is about ruining Christmas for others.
Yeah, she really was not. She wasn't trying to tell the truth. She was being malevolent.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, here she tries to defend herself. What have you and Christmas ever done for me? Every year I'd wait full of hope and never got what I wanted. So Santa, realizing what this is really all about, takes Lillian's hands and asks her, well, what exactly do you want for Christmas? And without skipping a beat, she tells him, I want my castle back, with my tower and my moat full of alligators. Can you get me that, Santa? And listen, every TV special and movie that tries to tell you otherwise, that's not how Santa works. He's not a genie.
He's not.
No.
He brings a lot of stuff from the store.
Yeah. And even this ridiculous show understands that about Santa, who asks, would you settle for a Barbie dream house? He then explains to Lillian,
You know, you're going about this all wrong. The real joy of Christmas doesn't come from getting presents. It comes from giving them.
So he gets up and gets ready to leave without leaving any presents. And Lillian asks, you're not leaving them anything? And Santa tells her, nope, it's against the law. And he pulls out of his pocket the Santa Claus handbook. And sure enough, it's full of clauses. Beat Disney to that joke by 7 years.
I'd like to know what the legal authority that presides over Santa Claus is.
Yeah, I don't know, because he reads Clause 400 first, which states no shirts, no shoes, no service. That's the wrong one. That doesn't seem right, because nobody sleeps in their shoes. Maybe he's talking about the shoes that you put, like, by your bed for St. Nicholas Day. Maybe that's it.
Oh, maybe.
No shoes, no service. Okay, fine. Then he flips to the clause he meant to look up, which states, Christmas gifts shall be distributed only to true believers. And since there seems to be none left here, he has to go. He checks his watch and says he's late for Ronnie and Nancy's.
Mm-hmm.
That'd be the Reagans kids.
Oh, I had a feeling that was a reference to something, but I did not.
Yeah. But he's on the West Coast, and he should have already been to the White House already, so I don't get it.
Well,
oh, wait a minute. No, Reagans are from California. Maybe they're, like, home on holiday. Okay.
Well, there we go.
I'll buy it.
And see, when Lillian is complaining that she never got anything for Christmas. He never brought anything for her. I was really waiting for him to fire back, like, yeah, when were you a good girl?
Right, that's what I was waiting for. But he just
like, when were you a good little girl for getting gifts on Christmas?
Yeah, no, they just kind of end that here.
Yeah.
Said I gotta be at Ronnie and Nancy's. Ronnie's still wishing for Robert Bork, so now I have to explain that reference.
Uh-huh.
Robert Bork was a judge in the U.S. Court of Appeals in D.C. In 1987, the year this came out, Ronald Reagan nominated him for the Supreme Court, but the Senate rejected the nomination. See, they can do that. I'll keep it brief. Critics claimed Bork was against the Civil Rights Act, which he was, and it got worse from there. And believe it or not, audience in 2025, that worked 40 years ago. And that was the last time a Supreme Court nominee was rejected.
Ooh.
In fact, the campaign against Bork was so successful, the verb Bork is now in the dictionary.
Oh, that's where it's from.
Yes.
Oh, I see, and I won't lie. I was thinking about the Swedish Chef at first. That's awesome. Okay. Yeah, he borked it.
He sure did.
Yep.
That was a tangent I didn't expect, but now Lillian asks Santa if he just leaves, what's Christmas morning going to be like? I don't know, kind of like how you want it, right?
Yeah.
That's now what Santa tells her, and she's suddenly upset about it now. And Santa more eloquently explains,
Well, pretty much the same as this. You see, barren tree, no stockings, no presents. You add to that the sound of crying children.
I get the picture.
Yeah. Well, cheerio.
I still don't think the tree's their fault, but fine. Before Santa makes his exit, he tells Lillian, by the way, the Easter Bunny and the Tooth Fairy are really ticked off at you. Good.
Good.
They ought to be. And he awkwardly attempts to fit back up the chimney, but he just says, forget it, walks to the door, and Lillian cries out to him, Santa! Santa! And then we fade back to her bed, where this was apparently all just a nightmare.
Of course.
She's still yelling in her sleep, Santa! And the mirror has to shout, Lillian, wake up! She sits up and the mirror tells her she must have been dreaming, but she swears Santa was just there.
He was wearing a red leather jacket and Levi's.
What, no Reeboks?
The product placement of the 80s.
Yup.
The 80s. Those Black & Decker drills and the Levi's and the Gap and the Reeboks.
He-Man Village.
Oh, He-Man Village.
Then he adds, if Santa was here, he didn't leave any presents, shaking his empty giant stocking upside down. Mirror didn't do anything wrong.
Yeah, wait a minute. It shouldn't.
He put the stocking out for her. Well, I guess he doesn't live in the house.
But like, Mirror's a true believer, so like, oh.
I don't know why. Yeah, why did the mirror get... I don't know. I guess he doesn't live in their house because he's on the other side of the mirror. But why didn't he get anything yet? Santa didn't get to the mirror dimension yet.
Yeah, he's not
on
there
his
yet.
way. He's on his way. He's got to get to the Regans first. Priorities. But now Lillian's devastated. She says the children will be up any moment. I have to give them Christmas morning. And the mirror's as shocked as all of us as he makes sure he heard her correctly.
I have to give them Christmas morning.
Give? Who are you? And what have you done with Lillian?
Then she tells the mirror to help her remember what everyone wanted, and he's got it. Corey wanted a bicycle, Thomas wanted that He-Man village, Luther wanted skis, and then he mutters, a VCR? Who's that for? Well, I thought since you're in a giving mood.
Oh, man.
Come on, give the mirror a VCR. He must have gotten one. How else do you explain how we're watching this?
Exactly. I love just a VCR.
Yeah.
1987.
Oh, the 80s.
Yeah, the most technologically advanced thing you'd probably get at that day and age.
Probably, yeah.
Incredible.
Lillian gives in all right, and the mirror adds, with a wireless remote, don't push it.
Did they have wired remotes?
Oh, they sure did. I had one. We had one because we got a VCR really early. We got it in like 1983, 1984. I guess not real early, but early enough that the remote was wired. And it was maybe only 5 or 6 feet long, but it's...
That was going to be my question.
Oh, yeah.
How long was it? Because I remember as a kid, in my family, I would usually be sitting in front of the TV or laying down in front of it during like family movie time. So quite often we would lose the remote, and then it was my job as the one closest to TV to crawl over and adjust the volume if somebody needed it. Or, so was that someone in your family? Were they keeper of the remote to sit 5 feet away from the TV at all times?
I don't know. The remote was in the VCR in my parents' room.
Oh.
It eventually moved into their room.
I guess, thinking back, we didn't have a remote for our VCR. Someone had to get up off the couch, walk over to the VCR, and press the buttons.
Yeah.
Huh.
I mean, at 5 or 6 feet, we didn't have to walk over to hit fast forward, so fine. But Lillian has the mirror show her the living room, and she zaps it full of presents, fills all the stockings, and even decorates the tree. There it is.
Yeah. See, again, it seems like this was Santa's job in the Enchanted Forest. Snow and Charming didn't even get their kids anything.
No, that's so strange, but I guess that's how they think Santa worked, so fine.
Mm-hmm.
That's how it worked 1,000 years ago in the enchanted forest in California.
Yep.
Yep.
But there's the bike, there's the skis, there's the Eternia playset they kept calling a He-Man village. But now it's Christmas morning, and the boys excitedly find their presents, followed by Luther, who's still wearing his curly elf shoes, and is just as excited to find a new pair of skis waiting for him.
Well, see, no, we found the one who wears shoes to bed. It's Luther.
It's Luther, of course.
He's the one with the no shoes, no service.
Okay, yeah.
He's the reason. Yeah, clearly. Sorry.
No, it's okay. Thank you. I'm glad you caught that. And there's even a cordless power drill for Prince Eric. I noticed that before the bike right behind it because I'm a middle-aged dad. So Lillian humbly makes her way downstairs as Eric tells her, see, there really is a Santa Claus, and all she can do is reply, so it appears. But Snow knows what's up. She tells Lillian this is the best present you could have ever gotten me. But Lillian brushes it off like, you think this was me? Nah, not my style. Even the mirror, who appears in a glass ornament on the tree, anywhere there's a reflection.
Yep.
Tells Lillian, I'm so proud of you, I could just shatter. And Lillian gives the ornament a little flick with her hand, and we just hear him shout, ow. Ow! But now Eric finds one wrapped box on the mantle with Lillian's name on it, and she's surprised to see it, even though I did rewind, and it totally appeared at the same time as those stockings.
Well,
Santa's timing is just that good.
I guess, yeah.
They aren't counting on you being able to have your own cordless VCR and have a recording of this and be able to go back and rewind and look at it.
You're not supposed to be taping this.
Yeah.
No copyright infringements intended. I didn't intend it. Why am I saying that? I didn't tape it, but I don't know. This box is wrapped in paper with an old-timey looking Santa on it, and inside is a snow globe with a miniature model of Lillian's old castle inside.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, it's my castle. Who was this from?
It's from Santa Claus.
Yes, I think it is.
Aww.
This genuinely got me a little bit. This was very sweet. I love knowing that Santa's her husband. That just makes this little bit that much better.
It really does. And he must have waited until Lillian's heart grew 3 sizes to add some of his own magic touch to hers.
Aww.
We have one more scene before we're done. We see all the Charmings gathered around the living room, along with their neighbors, the Millers, and Lillian, all singing the 12 Days of Christmas.
On the 9th day of Christmas, my true love gave to me 9 ladies dancing, 8 maids a milking,
7 swans a swimming,
6 geese a laying, 5 onion rings.
But then I truly thought something was wrong with the recording. It suddenly rewinds backwards like a VCR before we reveal the mirror got a VCR.
Yeah. How'd she get the... How'd she send that to... Can she send things to the mirror dimension?
I guess.
I mean, she zapped, like she waved her hands at the mirror to get the presents there, and that's how the blizzard started, so...
I guess.
It's just like, yeah, don't worry about it.
Don't think about it too hard. I get it. Okay.
Nope. Just look at how happy the mirror is. Tells Lillian, seeing you filled with the Christmas spirit is the best present of all. And Lillian snaps, oh, then give me back the VCR. She's joking. She tells him to push play again so they can keep watching the best quality home movie from 1987 I've ever seen. They finish the song as the voice of the mirror tells us,
have a charming Christmas.
And that's it.
The end.
Yes. In retrospect, this is 100% what if Once Upon a Time was made in the 80s. It was, and it's this.
See, I never watched Once Upon a Time.
Oh.
I think my mom watched part of it, but I never got into it.
We're watching it again now, but like my wife and I were like hooked on that show.
Mm-hmm.
And like that's its own brand of corny, but it's like 2011 corny.
Modern corny.
Yes. Any final thoughts on the Charmings?
You know, this series, it kind of grew on me. I don't know where they could have gone in a third season and beyond.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't have minded if it maybe got a few more episodes. I don't know. I like the premise, as hilarious as it is. I think there is some fun to be had with, this idea of Snow White and her family living in modern day, and getting this specific, like this kind of cheesy sitcom stuff where Prince Charming is riding a horse to work and,
Does he do that in the show?
That's like in the pilot episode, yeah.
Oh, incredible.
He goes off in search of a job and you see him galloping away on the horse.
Does he only have the horse and they can only afford the horse for one episode kind of thing?
Yeah, actually, that's the only time you see the horse. They reference it in other episodes, but you never see it again.
I was going to say, was the horse asleep for 1,000 years too, or did he just find a horse?
He just got himself a new horse, I guess.
It would have had to have been. Because they had the horse right away in the first episode. And if I remember right, the horse's name was Gandalf.
What? Sure.
Okay.
Yeah, and it was a white horse.
It was a white horse. I was going to say, was the horse gray or white? As goofy as this show is, I think it works because it knows exactly what it is.
Yeah.
Yeah. You could say it's kind of charming. I'm sorry. I'll see myself out.
Oh, this is the place for that. This Christmas episode was way better than I was expecting when I decided to put it on the list. It actually made me want to go back and watch more of this. Krista, you did.
Yeah. I enjoyed myself. Like I actually genuinely started to get into it. For the most part, I loved Lillian. I wish that they kind of gave her more character developments. I was thinking it would be fun if maybe if one of the kids wanted to be evil or something.
Ooh.
If she had a little underling.
That would have been fun.
It sounds like, Christy, you just need to watch Once Upon a Time.
Maybe. I mean, my sister, she was watching it for a bit, and sometimes I would come out and catch some glimpses of it while she was watching it. And there was almost like too much lore for me to,
It's a lot of lore, and they try to weave in everything in like multiple ways.
It's the type of show that I feel like I would have to watch with a whiteboard next to me so that I could chart everything out. I need to be able to comprehend everything at all times.
It would help because like some characters are representing multiple other characters from multiple stories, and the way that they like make it work in here is kind of clever. But as for the Charmings, there's quite a few episodes of this on YouTube because, again, nobody cares enough to stream this or apparently even take ownership of it. But there it is.
Mm-hmm.
No one is attempting to copyright strike the Charmings.
No.
Yeah, no. Although there is like one strange thing about the Charmings. I don't know if you saw this on the Wikipedia page, but there's a line here about the show's run, and it says that there was one episode that was unaired in the US, though it was shown during the show's run in the UK and in 2021 in Canada on CTV.
Excuse me?
Okay.
Apparently, according to Wikipedia, who at CTV unearthed like the old masters of this show and decided to throw them on one afternoon? I don't know.
I mean, 2021 was like right after quarantine. I guess people were like digging for, let's put on anything. Everybody's sitting at home. Let's just bust out the entire archive of what we have. And they must have found this.
Yeah.
I guess. What was the episode that never aired?
Oh,
or that only aired in 2021.
Right.
I didn't look at that. I wonder.
Oh, that's fair. That's fair.
I'll see if I can find it. If I find it, I put it in the show notes. But Thank you both for joining me on this enchanting trip.
Thank you so much for having us. I had never heard of this before, and it was an experience.
It sure was.
I'm now debating if I should make Bree watch a few more episodes for our own podcast.
I thought that might happen.
There is a dearth of Princess Halloween things. So you did say there's a Halloween episode, right?
Yeah.
So That's true.
All right.
I might be watching that one in October.
Beautiful.
Ooh, I'm excited.
Well, on that note, if people want to cause a snowstorm in your kitchen, where can they find y'all on the internet?
So we are on the Bad Princess Movies podcast. If you Google search for us, you'll probably stumble across us. But we are on Blue Sky. I am on there as badprincessmovies.bsky.social. We have a catalog where I put a catalog of the movies that we've watched on the podcast and future movies too. That's at badprincessmovies.com. Bree, what say you?
Oh, I'm there too, but Christy's running the show, so if you need me, I'll get. She'll let me know.
Okay, that works.
Listen, if you're a longtime listener, you should already be listening to Bad Princess Movies. Get on it.
Yeah.
Aw.
Thank you.
You can find those links in the show notes, or you can find this episode at adventcalendar.house. Next episode falls on a Scrooge Sunday, but it's also our Halloween in July special, so I've smashed them together for something extra candy corny. Till then, for Christy and Bree, from whatever parallel mirror universe I'm trapped in for eternity but have enough room for a Christmas tree and VCR, this is Mike Westfall wishing you a charming Christmas. Don't forget to mind the icy patch and party on, dudes. Good night, y'all. Next time on the Advent Calendar House.